It was a dark and stormy night, and Jake was in a rush to catch the last train. He had spent the evening with friends, and time had flown by without him realizing it. Now, he was running down the deserted streets of the city, with only the sound of his footsteps echoing in the silence. He could see the station in the distance, and the clock tower looming above it, ticking away the minutes. Jake pushed himself harder, his heart racing with the fear of missing the train. He knew that if he didn't make it, he would be stranded in the city for the night, with no place to stay. Finally, he arrived at the station, panting and out of breath. The platform was deserted, except for a lone figure standing in the shadows. It was the station master, who looked at Jake with a mixture of pity and annoyance. "You're cutting it close," he said, as Jake ran towards the train, which was waiting at the platform. Jake thanked the station master and boarded the train, collapsing into a seat as the doors closed behind him. As the train pulled out of the station, Jake looked out of the window at the city disappearing behind him. The rain was still pouring down, and the streets were deserted. He felt a sense of relief wash over him as he realized that he had made it on time. However, his relief was short-lived. Jake soon realized that he was not alone on the train. There was a strange man sitting across from him, staring at him with an unsettling gaze. Jake tried to ignore him and turned away, but he could feel the man's eyes on him. The train rumbled on, and the minutes ticked by. Jake tried to distract himself by looking out of the window, but he could feel the man's presence, growing stronger and more ominous by the minute. Suddenly, the train screeched to a halt. Jake looked up, startled, and saw that they were in the middle of nowhere. The doors of the train opened, and the strange man stood up, his eyes fixed on Jake. "You're not going anywhere," he said, and lunged towards Jake. Jake scrambled to his feet and ran towards the doors of the train, but they were locked. He was trapped, with no way out. The man was getting closer, his breath hot on Jake's neck. Just when Jake thought it was all over, the train suddenly lurched forward, throwing the man off balance. Jake used the opportunity to push him away and slam the doors shut. The train picked up speed, and Jake sank back into his seat, his heart racing. As the train pulled into his destination, Jake got off, feeling shaken and scared. He looked back at the train, which was disappearing into the darkness, and vowed never to take the last train again. From that night on, he made sure to plan his travels in advance, and to never put himself in danger again. Please subscribe us for more story.